Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Analyzing Today's UFO Clips, Episode 9. My name is Jesse, and in this series we'll be analyzing UFO clips that are found on the internet with today's leading industry software. But first, if you haven't done so yet, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of these episodes. So let's go ahead and get into it. Our first clip comes to us from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and it's said to have been taken on March 3rd, 2021. It's a short clip, so let's go ahead and watch it first, and then we'll take a deeper look at it.
Gente, o que é isso? Um drone desse tamanho, velho? Tem como não, velho. Um drone desse tamanho cabe uma pessoa dentro.
Tá indo embora.
As you can see, this object is one of those classic UFO-shaped floating objects we see so much in these videos. I'm not an expert in Portuguese, but what I can gather, the main woman says, "What is that?" And then someone says, "Maybe it's a drone." Then the main woman chimes in and says, "But a drone that size?" Then they continue talking, and like I've said, my Portuguese isn't that great, but what I can gather, they say that it could possibly hold somebody inside of it, hinting that it's too big to be a drone since at that size you could probably put somebody in it. Now let's go ahead and zoom in and see if we can gather any details. Now unfortunately this video isn't the clearest, but if we analyze it closely, we can kind of see how this holds a typical UFO shape with a top section, a middle disc section, and the bottom portion to it. In some shots it seems to wobble, and we can kind of see the top part a little better. I'll go ahead and illustrate it so you can see what I believe it looks like. And here's another shot of it and another illustration. Okay, now let's think for a moment. What could this be? I've suggested it's a UFO, but I also like to be skeptical of the videos I find online. This one in particular seems pretty genuine to me in that I do believe that the people recording are actually recording something in the sky, and that this is something that wasn't later added to the video through CGI. So then, what is that something that we see? Could it be a balloon? Do you think this has typical balloon flying characteristics? Could it be a drone? The people recording it, or at least one of them, doesn't believe it's a drone, and they're looking at it with their own eyes. And it's definitely not a plane or a helicopter. So what is it? If you have a clue, please leave a comment down below. Let's go ahead and move on. Up next is this video coming to us from Down Under, Australia, where this video was supposed to have been captured and featured on a Latin American show called La Red. Let's take a look. Now that's a pretty amazing video that's definitely not a plane nor a helicopter. So what could it be? Let's go ahead and zoom in and see if we can find any more detail. Here's a shot of it as it flies almost directly overhead. And what do we see? Well, actually, something kind of odd. This particular object does seem to be your typical UFO with a top, middle disc section, and the bottom section to it, but the top and bottom seem to spill over to the outermost circumference of the middle portion of the disc. You could say kind of like a fat UFO, in contrast to your typical shape like this one here. So now let's go ahead and address the question, is this a legit UFO video? Well, I'm always skeptical when UFO clips are played on TV shows because TV shows don't have the best track records when showing legit videos. But if the information that they say is correct, this thing was recorded over Australia, and with that little piece of info there might actually be a hint of truth to this video, because apparently there's been a lot of UFO activity as of late in Australia. So much so that it's produced a couple of recent documentaries called Australian Skies, made in 2005, and Australian Skies 2, made in 2018, and available on Amazon if you want to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it for you and do a review soon. So what do you think? Is this a legit video? Was this made with CGI for a TV show? Leave your comments down below, I really want to know what you think. And lastly, let's take a look at this clip. Also coming to us from Sao Paulo, Brazil. And in the video you get to see this interesting light in the sky. Let's go ahead and watch the clip because it's pretty short. Now, normally I don't like to feature lights in the sky videos because they could pretty much be anything. They could be a drone, they could be an airplane coming in from afar, they could be a helicopter, or even a light coming from like a distant mountain. So many things it could be. And in this case, you know what? I'm actually willing to bet that this is a drone. Why? Because, well, I've gone to fireworks shows where there's a drone present that's recording, and this looks very similar to what I've seen in real life. A bright light in the sky that hovers and then moves around just a bit. Something that leads me to also believe that this is a drone is that it appears to come down on top of one of the houses in the area. The red light is also not that high in the sky, which also gives validity to the fact that it might be a drone. So hey, let me tell you, they can't all be UFOs. And I think this video is a perfect example of that. But hey, if you have more information on this video, please share it down below in the comments. This video is very much open for discussion. So anyway, that'll do it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of these videos. And as always, keep your eyes to the sky, your cameras ready, and an open mind, because we love the UFOs. Till next time.